I would put that on myself today and have fun showing you some of these really great songs. Let's see. The first is a typical Italian, over-the-top, dramatic, woe is me, I am so, addicted to love kind of story. The next is a beautiful, impressionistic chanson, a French art song by Gabriel Fauré. Beautiful, heart-wrenching poem about the great ships which carry the men who must explore the world, and yet at home are the little tiny cradles also being rocked by the women, and the souls of the ships are being pulled by the cradles. It's very, very sad, which you'll hear in the music. The third piece, Allerseelen, is All Souls Day by Richard Strauss, And this German lieder, which is their word for art song, it's really a remembrance of someone past and remembering the wonderful times they had together, wie einst in Mai, as once in May. And our fourth song, so we go from the sublime to the sublimely ridiculous with a typical American art song from Samuel Barber, which really kind of pokes fun at reality. And I think you'll have fun with this one. It's in English. And the last one is absolutely glorious, Negro spiritual, Steal Away. And I've always wanted to sing it. I've never performed it. I think of it as a tribute to the history that we are only now learning is really not a once a year for 1 month kind of history to study, but we should include all people's histories in our study of history, Black history, Indigenous history, all people of color in our history. And while this poem tells a story, an historical story that is tragic, it also has hope at the end, because it says, steal away to Jesus, steal away home, I ain't got long to stay here. And so my hope is that that is a prayer that we don't have long to stay in any kind of inequity or injustice, that we are moving to home, which is equality and love for all. So that is my non-tribute to Black History Month, because I think we should have inclusive history. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this emotional roller coaster in art song.
Cangiar mai tembre per voi. Next, we're going to bring up Maggie McCallie. Maggie has been a visiting faculty member for us for several semesters now. We're so grateful to have her. She's so multifaceted as an instrumentalist. She's got quite a voice too, but she's served as a soloist in St. Louis, several St. Louis churches. But we're going to hear her on her primary instrument, which is the flute, and she's going to be accompanied by Dr. Rose Whitmore on the organ. So here's Maggie. Oh, and for those of you that are tuning in, this is a piece by John Rutter. What's it called? It's called The Suite Antique. Oh, yeah. And this is movements 3 and 4. burgundy. All right. Thank you so much, Maggie. Thank you, Dr. Whitmore. And we have now, we're going to welcome our Jim Hegarty and our post-grad teaching intern, Ben Geis. And part of Jim's deployment here as a visiting faculty member is he's been working with a contemporary jazz combo where we've been able to work on some really interesting contemporary jazz styles that are that may not be standard to your ear. So Jim is a Jim is a visiting artist at, I can't remember what the Kranzberg Foundation. So this whole year, Jim is a visiting artist, which is a wonderful, phenomenal honor for Jim, and a little feather in the cap of Principia. So Jim, would you like to tell us a little bit about what you're going to do?
Sure. Thanks, Joe. So this is this is kind of evolved around what we would play today, but we ended up choosing an original of mine, which is called Frosted Glass, and Ben and I are going to play it. We haven't done this before, but we did have some fun rehearsing it a bit ago. So I think it's going to be nice for you guys to hear it because, as you can see, there's not a whole lot of music here. And typical to jazz in general, a lot of the compositions are what they call the head, which may only be about 8 or 16 bars. And in this particular case, it's really just the melody. A lot of the pieces that I write for my own use are chordless. In other words, they don't have harmony predetermined. It's just a melodic shape, and the melodic shape is generated as part of the improvisation. So it's totally free, other than this melody that we're gonna work off of. So thanks for listening.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Jim. We're going to finish off this program with a little change of gears. We're going to rewind about 100 years, and we're going to have a little. About how many years ago, Darin? Was this about 9 years ago? I think Kelly Peticolis, who was at the time the director of Summer Session, came up to Darin and me and said, "Hey, would you like to do a dueling pianos program for Principia's Summer Session?" And we'd never done anything like this before. I mean, I hadn't, and Darin. And so I was kind of hesitant at first, and Darin said, "No, this would be really cool. No, we'll make this will be great." And then I was, I don't know about this. And it ended up being pretty popular with the summer sessioners, and we've enjoyed bringing it back to the Principia Summer Session each year, where we bring out popular songs from the 1920s and 30s, and then we'll play them, and usually there's a sing-along, but we're not going to make you sing along. We're just going to make this a little duet together. And there's also very little dueling happening here. We're actually going to be more complimenting each other. So, so this is Mr. Darin Pierce from Media Services. He's been a tremendous supporter of our department and of all the departments around campus through his capacity in Media Services. So these are we're going to play two sets of tunes. One is a little medley of starts with a little tune called 5'2", Eyes of Blue. Other one's called Yes Sir, That's My Baby, and it ends with one called Babyface. And then the second tune we're going to play is well, the first tune we're going to open with is called The Glory of Love. So here's The Glory of Love.
not dismiss anyone. Oh my gosh, gentlemen, that was absolutely a blast. Thank you. And by the way, for those of you who are visiting or tuning in, Joe's primary instrument is not the piano, it is the trumpet, and he is the orchestra director and the jazz ensemble leader, and so, yeah. He was like, I'll play the piano for this. Thank you, Darin. That was fun. That was really fun. So the students have all been dying to know who has won the prize, this $80 gift card to Target, which is the prize for the practice challenge during Christmas break. A bunch of the students said we would practice more if there were a prize at the end. So before I go there, however, this very official piece of scrap paper is what all students who need to have credit for having attended today need to sign before you leave. I will give this to the people who have my pencil, and that would be Krista and Jamie. So before you leave, if you need credit for being here, please sign as a student. Now, we have another practice challenge that we are starting on Monday, the 14th of February, which is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. So the new practice challenge will run through the end of the semester. We will email out to everyone, whether you're in class piano, an ensemble, or applied lessons, is welcome to participate in this practice challenge. And, you know, the students requested Target, so you can send in your requests for what you want. And whatever gets the most votes, that's what we'll go with, I guess, right? Okay, within reason. Is there anything else I need to announce? No? Just the winner?
Concert series events coming.
Oh, my stars! Do we have concert series events? Wow, so Monday night, we have a master class with a guest artist who is also our other voice instructor, Dominican-American tenor Edgar Miguel Abreu, who resides in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He is flying up tomorrow, actually, and will be here in person all next week. And he will give a master class to 6 or 7 of our college voice students in McVeigh Center for Performing Arts. We're very excited. He'll give them intensive lessons all week. And then on Friday night, for the concert and lecture series, he himself will perform beautiful Spanish repertoire, I should say Latin love songs from around the world. But unprecedented in Principia's history, perhaps, is the invitation to those same students to perform on the concert and lecture series performance with him as professionals. So please don't miss those. There are also a ton more events. The following Friday, on the 25th, in Cox Auditorium, is a world premiere dance by our own dance faculty, Erin Lane. And Rose Whitmore has facilitated this amazing event that we're excited about. Remind me of his name or talk.
So it turns out that concert series this spring is sort of a double header. We have week 4 with Edgar, and then week 5 with an organ dance concert. That is, the organist that we're bringing in is an internationally renowned organist, Douglas Cleveland, and he happens to have been my teacher, so we go way back. He's a marvelous organist, and he proposed a program that included the possibility for including dance. He had premiered a piece by Pamela Decker, who's a composer at the University of Arizona, and she was commissioned to write this work in 2018 for what the organization known as the American Guild of Organists, and they have a national convention every 2 years, and the piece was called The 7 Last Words in Triumph of Christ, and with it, she sort of in the back of her mind thought, this would be a very lovely opportunity for choreography, and she'd worked with dancers in the past, and it turned out for that premiere, Doug worked with the University of Missouri, Kansas City conservatory dancers. And so he's done this piece before, and he said, I think Principia would be a really interesting next place to do this, because you have a dance department, you have a dance program, and so Erin Lane, when I presented this idea to her, said, absolutely, this sounds like a wonderful opportunity. And so she has been workshopping with dancers over the past, really right after Christmas, she started on a workshop with them, And so that piece is being performed, and then also we're presenting some other composers, Florence Price, who was a black composer from Chicago, and Sharon Willis, who I had the opportunity to speak with last weekend. So we're providing some composer interviews within the concert. So it's kind of an interesting, wonderful celebration of Women's History Month and Black History Month and people and their music and connecting people. So we hope you'll come to that. It's doubleheader next week and the following week.
Thank you. Awesome. That's back to you. Woo! So on the back of your program also is the entire semester lineup of the music department's programs. So you will want to hang on to that. Now, with only a little bit more further ado, I have to say that I want my choir members in particular to notice that I gave you your wish by wearing my toe socks on stage. Okay? So I will not do that again. That was just for today. Now, as you students, I'm looking at all the students I can find in this room, as you're practicing for your practice challenge coming up, starting on Monday, the person to beat who blew everyone out of the water is Kylie Shriver. Congratulations. So keep your eyes and ears peeled, and if she's practicing, you should practice too. I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else? All right. Again, if you're a student needing credit for being here, you're going to sign a piece of paper. Thank you. Oh, Jill has it in the back. Never mind. It's way back there. Thank you, everyone.